Hey guys, how y'all doing? So I'm on my way home on the ferry and I thought, well, first of all, thank you very much for such a wonderful response to the little video that I did last week on empathy. And tonight I wanted to speak to you about something that's coming up quite a lot with different people that I'm seeing, and that's forgiveness. And I wonder where you stand on that. And what I would like to explain to you is my take on forgiveness. And it was something that I probably have learned later in life and realised that actually holding on to anger and resentment from other people's actions really doesn't do us any favours. So it made me dig a little bit deeper and wonder, what is this power of forgiveness that people talk about? And what I realised was that over time I could almost forget about things that had happened, bad experiences that we've all had in life. But what seemed to remain with me was the place where I wasn't maybe able to forgive myself for not speaking up or standing up or reacting in a different way from what I had. So I would give myself a hard time and maybe decide that if I was going to be in that situation again, I would play out a bit of a story in my head that, well, if that situation happens again, I'll do this or I'll say that, knowing full well deep down that I probably wouldn't. So I kind of had to make peace with myself and learn who I was and how I functioned as a human being. And I had to start learning to realise that I can't really make myself behave in any other way from the way that I behave. So what about if I was just to accept that that's just the way that I was and that that's how I deal with things? So maybe I'm not the kind of person who feels comfortable speaking up or shouting out about something. Maybe I could find a different way to do it. And what I also learned was that people who maybe didn't have a good impact on me in my life, then I didn't need to confront them and I didn't need to tell them necessarily what they were doing was wrong. But what I did realise was that the power that I did have was that I could distance myself from them and I didn't need to have them as part of my life, which is why I formed a very tight inner circle of people who I do have in my life, who know me. They know all about me. They know my vulnerabilities. They know my little things that I'm frightened of, but they accept me for that and they don't use those against me. So perhaps if somebody does you wrong, if you maybe stop and think that forgiving them, forgiving you is not about saying that what they did was right or wrong. If it was wrong, it was wrong. But what about if you were to forgive yourself for the way that you maybe reacted or didn't react? And then you might be able to move on. Resentment holds on to a lot of negatives and a lot of anger. And how well does that play out for you in your life? What does it affect after you've maybe been hurt or after you've been angry? It probably affects the people that you love the most. So what about if you were just to get to know yourself a little bit better and accept you for who you are? And then the right people will be attracted to you. So that's my take on forgiveness. And again, I'd be interested in your thoughts. What do you think about forgiveness? Have you forgiven in your life? Or do you maybe need to learn to be a little bit more forgiving? Us human beings all have one thing in common. We're all flawed. So everybody out there is just trying to do the best that they can with the knowledge and the capabilities that they have. So maybe we need to learn a little bit more about acceptance. Bye for now.